How/Tofu am I? Need help trying to recover my backup. So I own a Samsung Galaxy S3 Frontier smartwatch that I got secondhand years ago, and I adore this thing. It's not all that it was advertised to be, but it did the job and still works today. I'm trying to pull my life back together and figured I'd charge up and dust off my watch to start using the apps and tools on it again. But as has often been the case, when I re-downloaded the app onto my iPhone, it didn't want to connect to my watch. Never figured out why that is, but it was a consistent issue with what used to be a drama-free solution. All I'd have to do is go through the motions of connecting my watch to a new phone, which involves wiping everything on the watch and resetting it to factory default in order to go through the setup process. Again, why this was necessary in order to reconnect and resync the watch to my phone app is beyond me, but whatever. The problem is, I've been dealing with clinical depression for the last decade, give or take. I'm not suicidal, I'm actively medicated and getting therapeutic and psychological help, and I'm on the tail end of recovery, so don't worry about me beaming face with smiling eyes. And what with that and moving across the country again and life stuff, I had no way to know that support for Tizen-based smartwatches, and my model specifically, was officially discontinued late last year. So without knowing any better, I went through the motions, reset the watch, connected to the app, synced up the time and stuff. And then I found out about the bad news the hard way, when the watch face /app store for the Galaxy Watch wouldn't ever finish loading, and selecting any of the 5 remaining Samsung-made watch faces available, or selecting any of the See More buttons led to an error page that I have to close the app and restart it to back out of. And when I tried to restore my backup of my watch I made in 2011, I kept getting a different error code. Now, as those of y'all who own one, and considering the subreddit I'm posting to, and I assume that's most of y'all, you'll probably be aware that despite being bare bones now, technically the watch still does what it's meant to do. Tell the time and a few other fun/interesting/helpful bells and whistles. The problem is, I had one specific watch face that I adored and always defaulted to, a specific back to the Future Time Circuits watch face that showed the date, time, battery power, and I think 1 or 2 other things. And now I can't re-download it. I've used it for years, so I'm sure it would be in my backup, and the original plan, before I found out that support was cut, was that I'd just sort through the previously downloaded/owned apps section of the App Store and re-download it the same as I have a bajillion times before. But as far as I can tell, I'm screwed. Floating up planned obsolescence creek without a paddle. I made this mistake last night, as of the date of making this post, February 2nd, 26. And I'm caught between mourning the loss of a metaphorical dear friend, as well as anger and frustration over my inability to fix the problem, and that this awesome piece of tech doesn't have a USB/USB-C port that I could have used to manually connect it to my computer and sideload stuff easier. From the few hours of digging I've done says that if I'd had made this mistake before the support officially shut down, I might have had a shot at fixing my F up, but that it's too late now. So Reddit, I come to you once again in my time of need. Gundor dumbass lights the beacon. Will you answer the call? What, if anything, other than cry, that I can do to recover my favorite watch face? Are there any resources y'all can suggest that might give me a shot of fixing my F up? Is there another smartwatch, ideally with a round face and a bezel like the S3 Frontier has, out there that still has support under $50 that I should invest in/look for a second-hand or refurbished listing for? IDC if it's Apple, Android, or something else so long as it actually works as advertised. Has anyone started a grief support group for folk like me? I'm joking, of course. Unless, any and all advice, suggestions, constructive criticisms, and condolences are welcome. Thanks for your time reading this far, and here's hoping somebody much smarter and more tech-savvy than I am has a solution in their back pocket. Answers to questions. User first. Have you checked on XDA to see if the watch face that you were talking about is on there? Also, you don't need USB-C IRC. If you have the actual watch face file somehow, you can sideload it through the pinned post on the site, though it sounds like you might not have been able to in time. Answer. I probably wouldn't have in time, but thanks for the suggestion. I'll definitely check it out. User 2. And Rohan will answer. The bad news. Your beloved watch face is likely gone forever unless you know the dev/ can look them up and email them. The good news. There's a great app called Watchmaker on the XDA repository, see the pinned post on the sub's homepage, that has a very easy-to-use app on your phone that lets you design your own watch face exactly the way you want. I use it on both of my watches, including my Gear S3. If you have any pictures, or can find any, of your old beloved watch face, you can just recreate it. I've done this for a lot of watch faces I've liked and wanted, and I just designed them in basic, free photo editing app on a computer, put the pics on my phone, and then make the watch face with them. It's easier than it sounds. You don't, and can't as far as I know, connect this watch to a PC with a cable, but that doesn't matter. Follow the guide in the first post of the XDA link, and it tells you how to pair with your PC wirelessly. Might take a couple tries, but it will work if you follow the instructions exactly. I've done it several times. I also recently acquired a Galaxy Watch 4. Another Samsung watch, but running Wear OS, an Android-based watch OS. I got this on eBay, I live in the US, for like $35. Works great. I swap between that and my Gear S3. The S3 easily lasts me 2 full days. The Watch 4 can do 1 day tops. Maybe I could get more out of it if I replace the battery, as I've done with my S3 a few times, but probably still not a full 2 days. Edit. More potentially good news. Assuming you're logged in with the same Samsung account you had used with the watch and used to install the watch face in ages past, you might still have at least some ability to see what it looks like again. Do this. Open the Watch Manager app on your phone, click the Discover tab at the bottom, where it says Featured Watch Apps, click View More. It should open the Galaxy Store app, click Menu at the bottom, click My Apps at the top, click Watch at the top right. It should show all the watch apps you've previously installed. That should also include watch faces. Small chance you can still click Apply or Install on those. It shows me the options on mine. Even if you can't, though, you might be able to see the watch faces listing, including screenshots. And with the screenshots, you can pretty easily copy it via the Watchmaker app one mentioned. Heck, if you can send me a link to the watch face if you find it with this method, and it's not too crazy complicated, I could try to replicate it myself. I just need a picture or two. Good luck. Let me know if you try any of this. Answer. Thank you so much for the link, the recommendation, and for getting the reference. Beaming face with smiling eyes, it's sad to get confirmation that the original is gone as I suspected, but I absolutely have reference photos of the watch face. I just have to dig through my photos to find it again. If I manage to recreate my watch face, I'll definitely post a before and after picture.